Hello. Today I wanted to have a chill chat about something that has really helped me in terms of my outlook on healthy choices. This is not health advice. This is not me, telling you how to live your life. This is just about a mindset shift that has helped me a lot in how I look at healthy choices and the things that are basically competing against me making healthy choices. I think a lot of us blame ourselves and we feel like we don't have enough willpower to make healthy choices and that we are failures for not doing enough to help our own health. And while yes, we have choices that we make, there are so many things that are coming against our making of healthy choices. There are so many industries making money off of us choosing the unhealthy option. I want to argue, for the sake of this video, that making healthy choices is counterculture. If you are choosing to do things that are better for your health, even though you feel resistance, you are rebellious. You are being a badass. I started really thinking about this from reading Pilar Gerasimo's, I might be saying her name wrong, her book, The Healthy Deviant. And this book is really emphasizing that idea that you are needing to make choices that are outside of the norm. You are being a deviant by choosing healthy choices. And she kind of argues for basically switching your mindset from looking at willpower to willingness. So it's less about are you strong enough to are you willing to just try to do little things that can help your health. Another thing that really got me kind of going down this thought spiral basically is I have had uveitis, which is inflammation in your eye. I don't know what brought it on. I have suspicions about what it could have been, but not really sure. Have had a lot of stuff put into my eyes to try to help, but it's not about addressing that root cause of why did that happen. Prior to that, I hadn't thought about health the same way I did after that, because then I started to try to question okay, what is going on with my body? Is my body trying to tell me something? Why would this be happening? And again, I don't know the cause of why it did happen. And there are things that I did that I think have helped, but I can only say from that my experimenting and things that I found worked with my body. And once I started to really prioritize those things, looking at my body as a whole rather than looking at it as just my eyes. Well, absolutely, there are times when you literally do need to take whatever thing it is to help your health in a very literal way. I think we also, as individuals, do have a bit of a responsibility to think about what factors are also maybe contributing to the situation we are in terms of our own health. There are so many things that do go against our health. There are some things that are a matter of privilege, of where we live, of our income level, education level. Some of these things we can change. Some of these things, maybe we are not in a position to do so. I don't want you to blame yourself for that. That's not the point of this video. And I do want to acknowledge that some choices that are healthier may not necessarily be an option for everyone. We're not blaming anybody for their position in society in this video. What I want you to do is just think about what you can do. What things are in your control in terms of things that may make us feel better, may be better for our bodies, and think about how we can work with those to hopefully make better choices for ourselves. And if you start thinking about those choices, not as that you are a failure when you're not doing them, but more as that you are fucking awesome and you're rebellious and you are doing shit that is against the grain, to me, I think that helps. We have to talk about this stuff. We have to talk about how when you make healthy choices, you may experience social isolation in a way, depending on what your social circle is like, depending on how you interact with other people. You might be somebody who only ever gets together with people with alcohol. And if that's the case, if you are somebody who's trying to eliminate alcohol or trying to just like get healthier and drink a little less, then making that choice may feel isolating. I also have experienced like how it is to just be a person who's like, I don't feel like drinking. No, I just very rarely am going to drink on any occasion, let alone like a social occasion. It's not something that I generally want to do. So I'm already used to that. But there is that element of like it feeling a little weird if you're the only person who does not want to drink. When you make a healthy choice, the people around you, depending on who you are around, you might feel like they are pressuring you to make a choice that is unhealthy. And that's just the reality of the world that we live in. Stop beating yourself up for this being hard. Acknowledge this is fucking hard because we live in this world. So let's talk about some examples. Food. We've got things like how common fast food is. We've got things like how grocery stores are set up. You've got social norms for kids' lunches. Even as a kid, I felt pressure. I felt so weird and I felt like such a misfit because of the food that I had for lunch. And that was like, you'd see kids with like all these processed food things that are really not good for kids to have, but that was so normal that if you had just like carrot sticks and hummus as a kid, you're the weird kid. Like you feel like the weird kid, or at least that's how it was for me. Depending on where we live, there's things like food deserts. The cost and accessibility of healthy food versus unhealthy food can be drastic. And that's not something that we should be like blaming people who can't afford healthy food for. Moving our bodies is absolutely something that's fantastic. But when we look at exercise as the way to get movement in without actually addressing, hey, why are we in a deficit of movement now? When we look at exercise as the only reason to move our bodies, that's kind of messed up. How do we get moving more as a whole? How do we find little movement breaks? How do we find ways to sneak movement back into our lives? We also live in a fairly car-centric society, at least where I live. There's a lot of places where having access to a vehicle to get around is just necessary, or having access to transit to get around is basically necessary because places are not walkable enough. I also will say with walking that sometimes walking without a dog on purpose just to walk makes me feel like a weirdo, especially if I'm walking like by myself. I don't have a destination I'm going. I'm just like going for a walk. Sometimes I feel a little weird not having a dog with me because with a dog, you have this excuse to go all the time. Maybe it's just me being silly, but let me know if you've ever felt weird just going for a walk without a dog. We also have this like excess of stimulation. We've got so many ads, we've got noise, we've got these smells and artificial fragrances coming at us from like all corners. And so we have like all of this. And if you don't have access to like nature to decompress, to like get away from some of it, it's a lot just coming at us all the time. We have so much that our brain is like trying to deal with that I don't think is something that our bodies are like evolved at this point to be doing. Do not hate on our bodies, but like, geez, we're giving them a lot. There's tons of other things. Hopefully I've kind of made my point though, that like in order to follow through with healthy choices, in order to make healthy choices, we have to be ready for a little bit of social discomfort. We have to be ready to feel like weirdos. And you have to be able to tolerate that feeling of discomfort. I think I have a little bit of privilege in that I am like kind of used to feeling weird a lot. So I think if you're not used to that, if you're not used to pushing norms a little bit, if you're not used to like people giving you weird looks and like just going with it, if you're not used to that, it can take a little bit. And I don't want you to beat yourself up for feeling crappy, that decisions are hard. And we also, like, there's also this component of health that involves our connection with people. And if we look at that, when we have things that we have this like confliction of like things that are unhealthy, that we kind of are being tempted to do, particularly more around certain people, when we also need connection for our mental health and for our overall well-being, these things are kind of almost fighting against each other. You're like, which is more important? I don't know. I don't know how we weigh those things against each other. But it can be hard to feel connected. And when you have something that makes you feel less connected to people, but that is the healthier choices. Those are the things you're trying to do. You are trying to prioritize yourself. I think we have to talk about that. We have a world that is constantly making us feel disconnected and constantly making us feel like we are not adequate enough. We need to find ways to get more community. We need to find ways to connect with others better. We need to find ways to make socialization not just a alcohol related activity. I'm an introvert. I am not somebody who is like out socializing all the time, but like I definitely need to feel loved by people. Absolutely. And if we are not nurturing these things, if we have so much time that's being sucked away from all of this stuff, even like just think about all these things that are constantly asking for your attention, including this platform that you are watching this on right now. What are we missing out on when we are constantly giving this away? You are being bombarded by things that want you to spend money in places that are not good for you. Spend your attention places that are not benefiting you, places that are taking away from things that would actually nourish you. We are sold that, hey, you gotta fix yourself. You gotta fix all the things that are broken outwardly. Fix all the things that get things that will make you feel better for a very short term. What I am advocating for in this video is that we say no. Fuck all of that. Fuck these choices that you are trying to push down my throat. Fuck all this pressure. I'm gonna be a rebel. I'm gonna say screw this to societal norms and choose things that are better for my body. And again, I'm not telling you what choices to make. There might be things that we have to prioritize, and there also might be things that we just have to accept are not things that you can change. Don't blame yourself for that. Fuck, that's huge societal issues. I don't think that should be like a huge excuse for not trying to make healthy choices, but I also think we can only do what we can do. And we have things that really push like black and white things, like you're doing it or you're not, but like half-ass do it. Just do it. Do it as good as you can. Try. Do half-ass exercise. Do half-ass movement. Do things with just what you can. What you can afford. Buy one healthy choice thing instead of one unhealthy choice thing if they're the same price. Do that. Don't make yourself feel bad for how hard it is. Hopefully this leaves you with a little bit of like more optimism, I guess, a little bit more of a mindset shift that like you are not the problem. You are not a failure. We're dealing with so many things that our bodies should not be used to dealing with, just based on history. What things we have dealt with up to now, we are now dealing with such different things. It's not your fault. Your body is not doing a shitty job. It's just not sure how to fucking deal with the world that we're in. So do what you can. Do what you can. And try and say fuck you. Try and be a rebel. Try to just be a deviant and make some less societally norm choices if they are healthier for you. You are being such a badass for doing anything healthy at all. Fuck yeah. Love that for you. Keep it up.